SBR Videos is sponsored by Sports Cash System. Click on the link below for more information. We're previewing Week 3 in the NFL here at SBRForum Videos, and we're talking right now with industry veteran Tony George, a very well-respected handicapper. His website is TonyGeorgeSports.com, also LockerRoomPicks.com, and he's doing a brand new NFL show Sunday mornings on the Yahoo Sports Network. Tony George, thanks for being back with us this week. Really appreciate it.
You bet, Peter. I'm glad you have me back on.
All right, so tell us a little bit about who you are and all of your sites, and tell us a little bit about the Yahoo radio show.
Well, LockerRoomPicks.com is strictly a all-free content sports gaming portal that kind of leads to Tony George Sports. But we've got all kinds of handicappers over there putting out great content, a lot of game analysis, and a really hot chick that does videos for us.
Really?
A little cuter than you, Peter.
Really?
And nonetheless, be sure to go over there and check that out. And that's tied in with a Locker Room Picks radio show, 8 o'clock Eastern on Yahoo Sports Radio each and every Sunday morning. And, of course, all my premium plays is some of the top handicappers, legitimate, no hype, at TonyGeorgeSports.com. So that's where we sell our premium plays and live odds and scores and blogs and all that. So if you want to get informed, maybe get on the winning side with some good guys. I got a guy over there right now, Ross Benjamin, went 16-5 the last 2 weeks of football. So we got some heavy hitters over there. Come over and join us. It's affordable.
Nice. Sounds great. All right, I'm going to check out that hot chick, and we'll talk about her next week. All right, first we're going to start out with Giants at Carolina. Now, Carolina is a 1-point home favorite. It actually opened at -2.5, so take a little bit action on the Giants so far. Total's 46. And, I'm looking at both these teams 0-2. Carolina, 2 close losses. They kind of gave the game away. They should have beaten Buffalo. And the week before, they played Seattle pretty tight, pretty impressively. The Giants, they have a lot of problems on the offensive line. Just in general, the team just seems like uninspired. And I'm looking at this, man. There's a lot to recommend Carolina. They have a great front seven. Cam Newton obviously has a lot of potential. They also have some big negatives. Ron Rivera, just kind of a losing coach, always the kind of coach that lets you down. Don't like to bet on Ron Rivera that much. Also, they have a lot of injuries in the secondary, which was already a weakness before the season started, and now with all those injuries, it could be a disaster. And Cam Newton, his accuracy is not great, so it's a little bit hard for them to open things up. I'm still just looking at this. I'm thinking you got to take Carolina -1 here, but the line movement has obviously, someone sharp has been betting on the Giants. What do you like here, Tony George?
I'll tell you what, I would respectfully disagree with you. Simply, I think you hit the nail on the head. I like the Giants here on the road. I like them. I like them relatively strong, as a matter of fact.
Really?
This might even be part of my premium card, which is okay.
Wow.
There's 4 or 5 plays on there. But the nail on the head here is Carolina's secondary is banged up.
Yeah.
New York has been a victim of their own circumstance, which is very unlike a Tom Coughlin football team. Everybody keeps telling you how great on the road the Giants have been. The road to the Super Bowl the year they won it was all on the playoffs was all on the road. They're usually a good road team. They haven't been. Matter of fact, 0-5 against the spread their last 5 road games, and a little bit shocking. But you know what? You know what does that to you? This football season, 2 games, 10 turnovers. That will put you in the loss column. Tom Coughlin, I don't care what anybody says about him, is one of the best coaches in the NFL, in my opinion. Definitely in the top 3. He'll have his team ready to play. They'll take advantage of that banged-up secondary. They're not going to be able to run the football against Carolina. They haven't been able to run the football against anybody this year. But I like the fact that they can throw the ball all over the place here. I think Manning will, if he gets out of here with 2 turnovers in this game, they can beat him. I think it's a trap line. Carolina only 15 points per game on the average. Granted, they did play Seattle, who has a hell of a defense, but at the end of the day, Carolina cannot trade points with these guys. And another key point that you made, Peter, was the fact that Cam Newton is just not an accurate thrower of the football. Right. And Eli Manning is obviously one of the better quarterbacks in the league. I like New York here all the way. I can't see them going 0-3. Not that it won't happen, but they're the better football team here. They just shore up those turnovers. I think they're going to be a player here.
All right. Well, I completely agree with you. Tom Coughlin versus Ron Rivera, always want to take Coughlin in those situations. Not always, but usually want to take Coughlin in those situations. I guess the main concern, though, the Giants' offensive line is really not getting it done. They didn't look good in the preseason. They've had the same problems. They've continued in the first 2 weeks of the regular season. Do you think, and now they're facing, Carolina has a great front seven. You think that won't be a mismatch that concerns you?
Well, you know what? It always concerns me when you have offensive line issues.
Yeah.
I mean, look no further than the Pittsburgh Steelers. But here in this game, and I'm not smart enough to be an offensive coordinator in the NFL. But you put Manning in shotgun, because they're not going to play pass coverage against them. They're going to play a 2-deep zone cover here, especially with the inexperience they have in the secondary this week. And they're going to give them everything underneath. And you got Victor Cruz and a couple of guys running around there that can break some tackles and make some things happen. Put Manning back in shotgun, give him a little added time because that pass rush they have there is good. But what's going to happen is I think the Giants will just chip away, move the chains to a lot of possession receiver type plays, and sooner or later catch a big one down over the middle seam. Look, they're catching a point here. It's probably going to be at a pick'em or even -1 on Sunday. I'd wait it out. If you want to, if you want to bet New York now, bet them now,
Right?
Because they're going to end up being a favorite here. I think some sharp money will come in late. I just think they can win this by a touchdown. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game, Peter, but I do think that they can put up 24-28 here and win comfortably because Carolina just has no offense to counter with.
All right. Tony George from TonyGeorgeSports.com likes the Giants +1, and I'm going to respectfully agree. Tony George, you've convinced me and won me over on this game in the span of 5 minutes. Thanks so much.